We're back again for yet another episode of Anno 117. Look at that glorious sunset off in the distance as we see the water rolling in and out, birds flying around. Man, really, it's just a very, very beautiful game, isn't it? Anyways, it seems to be that we have settled 3 islands. Probably enough islands, to be honest. Now we just want to work on building up what we've already got going. So, this island is named High Isle, and looks like we have a few needs we need to meet. Primarily, I created this island just so that we could produce olives and resin for pottery, but we want to make sure we're meeting all of our residential needs as well. So sanctuary and grammaticus, probably pretty easy things to build, so we'll go ahead and do that. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like that's a little bit far away. That's probably, yep, that'll do. The sanctuary will be there. I think I want it to face the other direction, like that, yep. And the grammaticus. So grammaticus like a school? I think that's what it is. I don't know. Don't know what a grammaticus is. It's a place where people read poetry, according to the game. But, like, why do you read poetry? Is it like an educational experience, or is it more like a, you know, like a form of leisure, maybe? You know, who knows these things? We could put it right there, or maybe what would be better would be, let's move the sheep farm. Sheep farm doesn't need to be right there in the middle of town. And put it over there. There's a spinner. Spinner can move too. Yep, there you go. Y'all can set up shop there. Add a little road. Actually, you know what? Let's see about where's those decorations at? Forgot where the decoration menu is. Yeah, I don't remember where to go for the decorations. Harbor buildings, military, city watch, villa, set, tools. Oh, there we go. Ornaments. It's got its own button. Special. What's that? Oh, look. There's special things. This is like because of the pre-release or deluxe edition, I guess. So wolf statue. I wanted to find something to tuck into these little empty spaces. Well, anyways, enough of that. We'll just go ahead and put a couple trees here. Looks kind of nice, doesn't it? And now we can go get back to business. We'll do the Grammaticus right there. Research is complete for what we were researching. Haven't really done a lot of military research. Maybe I should, but I think I want to focus more on the economy. Safe havens allows the placement of Latium's coastal production buildings in water. Well, that could be useful. Do we not have to put them on the beach? We can actually put them out on piers or something. That'd be pretty cool. Governor Villa provides the above workforce in Latium. 25. Well, extra 25 workforce would be good. Aqueduct boost allows all farms to benefit from cistern irrigation. Well, do I even have the ability to build aqueducts yet, though? All islands, 50% more mackerel production per population. Allows Scomer's hunts to produce even without a mackerel population, albeit with reduced productivity. That could be good. Resin tappers can plant trees on meadows rather than requiring a forest. Good. Increased loading speed for warehouses. Yeah, we'll do all that stuff. Governor Villa will provide 50 plebeian workforce. Alrighty. We could research triremes, probably a good idea. Now let's look at the military options over here. An encampment grants troops the encamp command while on home islands, which reduces workforce requirements and speeds up healing outside of combat. Torching speed increase. Well, we'll go ahead and add the military encampment to our list of things to research, just because we probably should put some effort into the military. So we need sandals and soap. We are producing sandals and soap over here on our main island. So how much sandals and soap do we have here? We have plenty of soap, plenty of sandals. So we're going to take this ship, which is just on escorting duty, and give it a trade route. And that trade route is going to be soap. And also sandals. Because we should have 2 slots, so we should be able to manage 2 commodities with this single ship. Unless okay, yep. So we have 1 ship bringing lavender from Daggerfall to Cyrodiil, 1 ship bringing pottery and olive oil from High Rock to Cyrodiil, and Cyrodiil exporting sandals and soap. to High Rock. So we should have a good trade network set up here. Speed things up a little bit. Fishing hut. Not producing because production is full. We can build a depot, which will increase our storage capacity. Now, it'd probably be in our interests to do so. We're gonna go ahead and do that on both of our 2 islands here. Now, can we build like further out into the water? Doesn't look like it. Looks like the depots have to be connected to directly to shore. So that increases our storage capacity from 75 to 175. That's a significant boost there. This island over here, we just have a couple lavender fields, but not really anything else. So let's take a little bit of time and just go ahead and build up our town here. And we'll see if we can maybe do something a little bit unique with the grid, because it's so easy to kind of just do the same thing on every island. But we're gonna just try to randomize it a little bit here. The real town wouldn't be on a perfect grid. Especially not an ancient town. Though I guess the Romans did tend to be a bit focused on grids when they built their towns. That is one of the problems, if you choose to call it a problem, with Anno. Every game winds up feeling a little bit similar when it comes to like how you place your buildings. Like every building kind of has to exist, so you know, each island winds up being kind of similar to a point. I keep being offered a loan by her, so I don't really need the money and I don't want to go in debt, so no need. Residence was abandoned. Oh, what did I miss? Oh, you've built too many residences. Build residences only if you have enough productions to provide goods to all your residences. Well, all right. Let's get into that. All right. I don't have enough wood. We should have enough food coming in for our residents now. Thinking we might want to import the tunics and hats though. We can put a couple braziers out here. There's the eternal flame. Yeah, that looks nice. Some statues, some flames, little forested park of sorts. All right, so we have a ship bringing the hats and tunics to High Isle, but we also need to service Daggerfall. So what we're going to do is add another stop. So now it can service all 3 islands. And if it can't unload in High Isle, it'll continue onward to Daggerfall. And that should take care of supply issues at both islands. There we go. Now we do have supply. So we can start upgrading a few of these residences. We can also upgrade our trading post, which we will proceed to do. Now Daggerfall is a minor city. Sell goods to Diana. Traders in your province offer and buy goods, items, and ships. They have unique stock on offer, not all of which changes over time. Visit their trading post to trade with them. You will also find that they offer specialists for hire. The selection rotates with every visit, so where is Diana? I think she's over here. Yep. So, requests, hand mirrors, pigs, or bird tongues. Well, that's something. Bird tongues? Well, anyways. We can probably fulfill that request for pigs. We probably have some extra pigs. Let's take a look. Here I have a couple ships escorting, so I can pull one ship off of escort duty. And load up some pigs. Do I have spare pigs? I don't have that many pig. So we'll bring 50 pig over there. But I think I probably need more pig farm. So let's, while the ship is sailing over there, let's make another pig farm. Forget where the... Oh, pig is in the soap production chain. All right, my ship has arrived at Diana's harbor. So I do have pigs here. We'll trade. We've successfully completed that quest. Let's see, is there anything we need? I don't think so. We could buy a ship though. 19,000 for a trireme. That could be perhaps useful. I don't know that I have the ability to produce a trireme yet. So if I bought another ship, that would possibly be a good thing. So we'll go ahead and do that. We will buy 1 trireme from Diana. Because we have enough money. We can afford it. Aurelia, Festival of Ceres. Citizens in the city of Cyrodiil have grown in piety and devotion. They are asking you to host the Aurelia, Festival of Ceres. They wish to honor their city's patron god with a proper feast and sacrifices. So, if we do that, we will get added income area effect for bakeries, vintners, and breweries. We could purchase it for 2,000, or we could purchase it with that resource. I think that's olive oil, right? Yep, olive oil, and we have plenty of it, so we can afford to do that. We can't load olive oil or pottery, probably because our supplies are empty. It's called Ep4, not pottery. So we will go ahead and build another potter. And another olive press. We seem to have a shortage of olives too, so time for another olive farm. Now I want to say we did the research, so we should be able to put our resin tapper in an open area, and the workforce will plant the forest. We'll see. Yes, we have not yet finished the research, which will allow untapped soil to plant trees. We need to store 150 tons of charcoal in Latium in order to unlock that research tree there. So I guess we'll move this resin tapper to a place where there's trees. For the time being, since we have not yet mastered the art of planting them. We need bread and garum now, because our population has grown a little bit. Let's go ahead and, well, possibly create another trade route. We have this trireme we just purchased, so let's create a trade route with it. We're gonna load up bread and garum, and then we'll do the same thing as we did for the other trade route. We'll unload at both High Isle and Daggerfall. It looks like we now need more hats and ponchos in Cyrodiil. What do we got here? Balancing the scales. Several Liberti have come to plead their case. They accuse their Villicus of treating them worse than slaves, making them toil before dawn and past sunset. They demand compensation and a new Villicus. You know the Villicus in question. He recently offered you a hefty bribe, and compensating his workers will be costly. Well, $5,000 will buy us happiness for all buildings on the island for 4 hours. Yeah, well, probably ought to pay our people, so let's make it right. Build officia on your island to accommodate specialists outside of the villa. All right. What do we got? Where do we go to build that? Officium? All right. We'll put it. Okay. So it's like an extension of the villa, right? So we'll put it out here. Do we have any specialists? Yeah, we do. Whataboutist Watifs leaves nothing unquestioned, even questioning itself. Okay. What's he do? Plus 1.2 knowledge. All right. So these houses will generate more knowledge now. Probably a good deal. Feel like I probably ought to move it to a more central location though. So let's do that. Move these houses up there. I'll put this down here because that's gonna give us a better area of effect. I want to see if I can fill this empty space with a farm field. Yeah, I can. So let's do that. It's gonna look nice. We'll look at production for a moment. Tunics. How are we doing on sheep? We probably need another sheep farm, I'm guessing. Because I don't know how accurate the supply and demand is if you're exporting stuff. We're also going to build another wheat field because I saw that we're underwater on demand for wheat. As a matter of fact, just because I can, we'll do 2 wheat fields because I think that'll look nice. Cyrodiil in the Elder Scrolls is the heartland, so it would stand to reason that it should be the wheat capital of the empire. We'll build another grain mill over here because I'm sure we're going to need it. Little village is starting to look fairly sizable. Our cash flow's looking very healthy. Looks like we're meeting all of our population needs there. We're meeting most of our population needs here, but we don't have any sandals, so how are we doing on sandal production? Looks like we have sandals. We have a warning there. Not super sure. Well, we do have a couple idle ships, so we'll add one more ship to this soap and sandals trade route. What do we have? Messed up my trade route here. Maybe not. We have one trade route for oh, I see the problem. So this is the ship that has a problem because it has some wood on board. And because one of its slots has wood in it, we don't have room for the second commodity that's supposed to be loaded. It's interesting how, when you look at this game, like the sailing ship mechanics are really pretty amazing. Like there's nothing at all that feels unnatural or anything like that. But I remember when the game was first announced, people were like, well, I guess we'll just throw that wood overboard. Too bad. I need the space, and all of my docks are full of wood, so I don't really need the little bit that was on that boat. But anyways, people were saying, well, the Roman Empire wasn't really a naval power so much. So, you know, how's that going to work in Anno? And it actually works really well. We have a supply problem here. I think that's just because we had a service interruption. So we should be able to get our supply of Phileas and tunics flowing back into Daggerfall soon. We also need the sandals and soap. Hopefully they'll make it there soon. We're gonna have to make sure we stay on top of the supply here, because supplying 2 islands from one central island is going to definitely put strain on our supply chain here. I think we had a fire here, which destroyed some of our buildings. Or maybe it was the warehouse. The warehouse had been demolished, and so then we had a lot of buildings that were not within range of the warehouse. I think that's what happened. One of the problems you wind up running into, you don't pay attention, you wind up with a building that gets burned down or destroyed or something, and then a bunch of other buildings stop working because they're dependent on whatever it is that had become abandoned. We'll build another couple boats. I kind of been wanting to build the military vessels just because I want my ships to be able to defend themselves if they encounter pirates or something of that nature. Now, one thing I have to remember is Cyrodiil is not the producer of amphora and olive oil. It's High Isle, so I need to go back and look because I think I might have put one of my production chains on the wrong island. See, I have an olive press here, but I don't have fertility for olives on this island, so I need to go back over to make sure I have my olive press buildings situated on the right island. We got to make sure we have enough clay storage because we weren't able to keep up with the demand to produce more of those clay pots due to the clay shortage. It does help. You gotta remember what island you produce each material on if you want to successfully manage your supply chain. Sometimes it's the obvious things that get you. All right, what do we got going wrong here? Storage is full on High Isle. We have 2 ships we just built, so we're gonna add them to our existing trade routes. The Lavender route is a small one, so that's fine to have 1 ship on there. But these routes that are supplying 3 islands, they need to have 2 ships for each one. We have 79,000 coins, so I think we'll go over here and we'll buy another ship, because we can do that. And we'll add that to this trade route. Now we'll remember we do have 1 empty slot there, so if we need to add capacity, we do have the ability to with that ship that has more trading slots. What do we got here? Settlement request. Dorian wants to claim an island. Right, we'll let him. I might regret it later on, but I think we maybe oughta settle on 1 more island. I don't want to spread myself too thin. But we will make a brief detour, and we'll settle this island because it's pretty close to our home base. I don't know. See, there's oysters there. I don't know if I have any other islands with oysters. Yeah, see, I don't think so. So we'll go over here just because at some point we're going to need those oysters. Buying this island does put me in debt, though. 22,000. Your sovereign ruler, Gnaeus Firmus Cladius, has deigned to notice your monetary woes and offers you a subventio, subsidy of denarii to stabilize your imperium. Oh, well, thank you. You wisely accept the imperial boon. Use it to enact vital reforms in your lands before they fall into ruin again. The emperor's patience isn't endless. Okay. So he bailed me out, but he's not pleased about it. Well, that's cool, though. We'll make it right. I failed to notice that I didn't have enough money to buy the island before I hit the button. I did not realize that it's going to allow you to go into debt. What do we got here? Okay. If your debts ramp up, the emperor can revoke your title, ending the game. All right. I guess I should be careful about this. But I think we're going to be okay because we have positive cash flow, so we should get out of debt soon. We'll pick the patron god of our new island. Let's see. I think we'll We'll pick the owl lady. Minerva. Sounds good. And we got to figure out what are we going to call our settlement. We'll call this one Alinor. After the elf. The elves in Elder Scrolls. I suppose if I want to name all of my islands after something in Elder Scrolls, I probably should name something after Skyrim, shouldn't I? It would be, what was the main city in Skyrim? Probably Solitude, I would say. I know there's several different major cities, like Whiterun probably would be the city you would think of first if you're considering famous Elder Scrolls cities, but Solitude would be probably a bigger city in some ways. So what happened here? We have a workforce shortage of some kind. Looks that way. We do have a shortage of residents. My debts are starting to attract the Emperor's attention. Right. Well, that's okay. And just give me a little more time, Emperor. I got more money coming in. See? Less than 900 denarii now, so just chill out. I'll make my debts repaid in full, sir. Soon, very soon. It's gonna be okay. You do not have to take away my beautiful little towns. I will do better in the future. Promise. Yeah, there we go. We're almost out of debt. And we got our 4th island. Just a little bit of scorn from the Emperor. But you know, sometimes you have to go through those growing pains. Because if I didn't take over this other island, then maybe one of my competitors would have got it. And then they would be enjoying the oysters, and I would have no oysters. And that would not be good, right? So it was all for the Emperor. Anyway. And now we are no longer in debt, so it's okay. What happened here? Oh, there's a fire. That's not good. All right, so let's see if we can remember how to build this firehouse. Where is that? There we go. City Watch. Firehouse. Fire station. Come on now. My settlement is burning down. This is gonna be all right. They're out there. They're doing what they can, but the only downside is they didn't have fire hoses back then, so I guess they just have to kind of scoop the water with their hands in a pail, bucket of water. Oh, that's not a fire though. That's the clay refinery, so it's okay. Couple houses here need to be repaired. No trouble. So we have a positive workforce in High Isle. We have positive workforce in Daggerfall. We have a small Libertus workforce here in Cyrodiil. Let's see. Do we have any kind of... I guess we need a tavern. We build a tavern with people who don't have access to one. That probably will fix our problems. Maybe. Yep. That workforce shortage is almost resolved. What's going on there? You got people protesting, it looks like. Guess we should probably build another police station, something of that nature. You can't have people just all getting out of hand here. Look at them. They're all there causing trouble. Like, look at them. All kinds of mischief is going on there. It's not good at all. But the police department is here now. Like, citizens, calm down. Stop it. Don't do this. You don't have to be all out angry like that. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and build another police department up here, because we can't have people. Uh-oh, I'm in debt again. That's not good. I keep on forgetting this is a new mechanic. The game will allow you to go into debt. And it doesn't really, like, keep you from just building yourself into the negative. So that's something I gotta watch. Like, I have a positive cash flow, but if I try to spend money I don't have, the game will just let me. I mean, the Emperor might take away my mandate if I continue to behave in this way, so it's kind of like real life, you know, like the credit card companies. Like, they're like, have a free credit card, why not? Because, you know, it'll be great. You're gonna enjoy having that credit card, and until you get yourself in trouble, and then they'll be, well, should have known better. Well, I didn't know it was a trap. So yeah, you want to be careful here. Let's see. Have a trade treaty with a rival. Oh, well, let's see if we can do that. Let's go find the diplomacy area. We found all of the people who, oh no, look at that. War with the pirate guy. Well, that's not a surprise though. So let's go to Lycia and see, can we do okay, enter negotiations. Can we do a treaty? Trade treaty. Okay. So oh, so she doesn't like it if you decline a loan. So I guess I need to do more trade in order to be able to do a trade treaty with her. Let's see, that's a little bit interesting. How about this guy? How's he feel about us? Doesn't seem to like us too much. What's this? My cities have little to no prestige. Okay, so he don't like my civilization because it's barbaric. He's a man of culture. What's this guy all about? Yeah, so and nobody likes me because I don't have any prestige. So that's gonna be probably the next thing I need to work on. See about the Emperor. How does he feel? I'm just a little bit -5 for reputation with the Emperor, so I don't know. I gotta keep an eye on that, but I think we're doing all right. We're at peace with everybody except for the pirate, so wouldn't worry too much. We got money in the bank again, but half my settlement over here burned down or something. Like, what? I don't understand it. Like, why? Like, why did all these buildings just demolish themselves? Like, was there a fire that I didn't notice? I don't know. That's a little obnoxious. I can get on my nerves a little bit. I don't want to have to keep rebuilding my buildings all the time. Maybe I need a fire station over there. I don't even know what happened. Like, yeah, I don't see a warning about that. I guess we'll build a fire station over here just because I assume that's what happened. My buildings are burning down occasionally. So maybe a fire station will prevent that from happening. Like, I don't know, like what happened here? Plague? So maybe I need a hospital. Is that what I need? I don't know. We'll put a hospital there. Probably not a bad idea. At least one hospital here in town. Looks like our needs are met here. Let's check Daggerfall. How are we doing? We still have a sandal shortage. So, what's it going to take for us to create our to create enough sandals? We have plenty of pig, we have plenty of salt, got plenty of leather. But we don't have enough sandals, so there's a couple more sandal factories. Now I think what I really should do though is move the sandal factories over here so that they are benefiting our workforce, because they give our workforce a boon. So we don't want to lose out on that opportunity to drive profit by having some of our production buildings in town. For soap, it looks like we have lard, but we don't have quite enough of it, so build another larder. We'll go ahead and build two larders just because sure we'll need them. If we don't need them now, we'll need them later, so. I think we're good now. It'll take a little while for that supply chain to correct itself, but other than that, like we're doing all right. Our population is largely thriving. Our income is stable. We have 4 islands, so we'll go ahead and call this a wrap, and probably in our next episode we'll build a settlement on that 4th island that we took over. I would imagine, if possible, we'll want to expand to as many islands as we can. I don't know if there's probably another island down here in the bottom corner of the map. We'll also want to figure out how we can defeat the pirate guy so that he doesn't get stronger and then start routinely attacking our ships. Not super sure how big of an issue that'll be, but I know at least in Anno 1800, pirate ship attacks can be a pretty significant issue when you ignore them, because then all your ships have to be military ships and they have to escort each other and stuff. So we want to have enough stability on the home front that all of our trade ships can be civilian ships instead of ships of war. Anyways, our home island is definitely starting to look a little bit more like a real city, and so good times. Till next time, thanks so much for watching.